Hello and welcome once again to Motivational Mondays with Cesar. I want to begin by thanking you for being here, listening to my podcast, and taking the time out to support Motivational Mondays with Cesar. Roll the intro. Let's get started. Well, basically, my first podcast was listened to, honestly, my direct family and most of the people that I have in my surrounding that I trust and I know. And to be honest with you, listening to it myself again, reading all the comments that some people that were out there actually listened to and left their comments. First podcast, I give it a big thumbs down. I'm upset myself on how it came out. Hopefully, this one it's better. It's much better for the listener, and I hope that you get to enjoy this. Sitting in my living room, nobody's home. I'm by myself, and I'm basically just here with a mic and speaking directly to it and trying to put my thoughts in an audio. I have spent the last couple of weeks figuring out and listening to some of my favorite actors, motivational speakers, and people out there that are doing. Because for me, that's important. Don't sit and wait for others to do and you to judge. Go out there and just do it. I've been listening to Arnold. I've been listening to Will Smith, to Denzel Washington, Casey Neistat. One of the quotes that I mostly like about Casey Neistat is the one, expectations. He actually did this in his podcast. It goes like, expectations are resentment in the making. That is so true. If you don't do what I expect, then I'm going to resent you because you didn't do what I expected you to do. It's something that I subscribe to and I don't follow. I don't allow people to basically disappoint me because they didn't do what I expected. So I don't expect anything from anyone. Today's subject is why be motivated? Why get out there and do something every day for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years without finding the results that you expected to get from the beginning? Well, there's no better explanation to saying go do what you think is right for you. One of my favorite motivational speakers is Ty Lopez, and he says you could be paralyzed with what life gave you, or you can use it to the fullest. I mean, it's up to you what you do with what you got. That is so true. People say, "Oh, I want to have a better life. I want to have a better house. I want to live in a different way." But if you sit around in the same job and don't do anything either in that job or somewhere else, you're not going to get to that point where you want to be in your life. It's important. It's vital for me to tell you this because some people think, oh no, I'm not going to become a speaker. I'm not going to become a motivational person. I'm not going to be making YouTube videos. I'm not going to make podcasts. No, you're not. You don't have to do that. It's not a must thing that you need to do. It's in your own job, you can apply some of the principles that we apply in a day-to-day life by doing this. I mean, if I'm only getting 15 listeners per podcast, what am I doing wrong that I'm not getting more listeners? What do I need to do to have a bigger audience? It's up to me to figure that out. I cannot just let time pass me every single day. Besides being consistent and doing something that you say you were going to do, you have to always push your product out. Why will Victoria's Secret sell what it sells when there's Century 21? When there's Sears? When there's so many other stuff? I mean, some other stuff. I mean, that's not a good example, but let's give you a better example. I don't know if anybody has heard of PriceMart, and I know everybody has heard of Costco. I know everybody heard of Target, and everybody heard of Walmart. Everybody heard of Burger King, and everybody heard of McDonald's. There are competitions, but each one has their own market, their own aim, their own way to do their own thing. Why don't you find your own way to do your thing and move that forward and subscribe to your daily activities to make sure that you do what you set your goal to be done efficiently? I'm just a 25-year-old guy, to be honest, and I probably don't have all the answers, but I will. Excuse my French, but there's a book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. For me, that's one of the best books I have read so far. It's simple. It's drastic in the way that the title is, but it's actually very eye-opener and it makes your mind wonder, think, and see other things. Like, example, you want to go to the gym. You want to have a better body. But are you willing to put in the work? You have to put in the work. You have to do everything that you can in your hand possible to push yourself. It's simple. Do. Or see others do. And don't criticize it. Let everybody else who's going to do what they want to do it. Don't criticize. Help push forward. Because if you can't do it, you don't have the willpower to do it, then let the other people do it and be great at it. See, next week, my brother's coming to New York. We're going to actually spend a lot of time. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have many projects coming soon. And something I told my little brother, he's 17. He hasn't graduated from high school yet, but he's in the process. I told him, do, bro. All you have to do is just do. I mean, at the end of the day, everything you do is for yourself. You learn from your experiences. And if you don't do them, who's going to do them for you? I want to be an editor for videos. I edit my own video. I edit my own podcast. I edit all my own stuff, my own pictures. And something I have learned is, okay, cool. I could pay somebody to do this job. It's easy. I just give them money and they do it and it's done. But what better than for me pay this guy and this guy thinks, oh, he doesn't know how he wants, or he doesn't know how he wants it, or he doesn't know how to do it. I paid you to do something that I know how to do. The thing is, I don't have the time to do it, but I already trained myself. I know the basics. Train yourself every day to do what you do on a daily basis better, regardless if you can outsource it and pay somebody else. Because why would you have a business, any type of business, why would you have this business if somebody else has to manage it for you? You need to learn all the basics. I'm Dominican, and one of the biggest corporates in the Dominican Republic, one of the owners who was a millionaire before his sons were born, after all the kids graduated from college, this guy put his son to count nails. I mean, he had a hardware stores, and in the hardware store, this guy is putting his son to count nails, staples, to do all the processes of his business before they get to management. Usually when your dad is rich, you just get an office in the management area and whatever you want to work and you get that job and you do it. This guy was like, no, I don't care if you have a PhD, you could have graduated with honors. You need to work in every single level of this business for you to understand it and respect it and respect everyone that is below you, because you see that they are a key element of the business. Same thing I'm telling you with your job. You are a key element to your job. Why don't you do it to the best of your abilities? So see how you don't have to be an influencer in ways. In your own life, in your own character, in your day-to-day life, you can apply these principles. See, that's something I have learned through reading these books of motivation, of people's bios. And the one that had taught me the most, by the way, it's The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Honestly, that's the best book. I recommend it at 100%. I'm thinking about contacting the people, the guy who wrote it, and emailing him and basically just congratulate this guy because he puts everything into perspective. Don't overthink something so simple. Example, your wife did something wrong. You argue with your wife. You spend a whole week mad at your wife. Are you going to divorce your wife over this fight? That's the question. Are you going to end the relationship, change your life, change everything because of this fight? If the answer to that question is no, then what's the point of taking that argument to that level? So this can happen once, this can happen twice. It's okay. But when it happens the third time, you need to have those eyes open and say, okay, is it really necessary to argue about this? Is it really necessary spending a whole week with a person you sleep, wake up, and spend time with, feeling angry at you all day long? What about if you die tomorrow? If that person dies tomorrow, was it worth it? Now you're going to spend the rest of your life suffering that the last days that you spent with this person, they were crying because of you. You guys were mad. That's something I tell people in general. I live my life in a day-to-day basis. I do plan in the future, but the future does not take my sleep away the day before. I don't know, I have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and a 15-year plan. I have all those plans, but those plans are not taking my today out of proportion. Today, I enjoy going to the gym, working out, taking pictures, sightseeing, recording videos, editing something. Tomorrow, I might be in Georgia doing something different. But a month from now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't plan that far ahead. My plans are generic. Basically, my plan is to save up enough money to do this, to do that, but not alternating, not messing with what I currently have, my current status of my life. Because tomorrow, I could be a millionaire today, and tomorrow I could be poor because of one poor decision. So what I could have enjoyed today, tomorrow, I will no longer enjoy it. So why not enjoy today to the fullest? So just in case tomorrow never arrives, for any particular reason, I don't have to regret it for the rest of my life. So basically, I'm always motivated to feel good about myself, to feel like the world has open doors just as long as I'm ready to take it and move it and just go forward and push through. As long as you're willing to do all this, your life will always be better. So something I encourage you to do at 120% is to always be motivated, always feel happy, always wake up saying, why is this a good morning? Take everything with a smile and just think positive. Just think positive. For me, self-motivation is a big plus. Anybody who I see that is motivated to do their own thing and do it their own way and always feel like that's the way to do it, I am a big fan of that. I will totally follow you and have you as a friend as long as I see you motivated. For me, that's huge and that's important. I want to thank the people of Outbox.com. They are the ones that supply me with this microphone to do this podcast. You can find them in Amazon. It's the same name. There's also in my description below and in the description on YouTube. it is important that you listen to me, but it's not as important as the lateral movement that is happening. While I'm here talking to you, you listening to me, you hear my motivation, there's a lot of things going on in the background which take your time. And it's actually amazing what I have gained in experience and the connections I have gained by doing all this work. So I hope that you tune in next week. I want to thank you very much for listening. I hope that I did give you some motivation to start your day. Leave your comment below. I will also put this in an audio format in YouTube so people on YouTube can hear, my subscribers. This podcast is available on iTunes, is available on Google Play, is Spotify, is available everywhere. And I want to thank you for listening and see you next week.